And if, from what you've seen, if you had to choose a kind of movie to be set in São Paulo, like a Western or science fiction one, which one would you choose?
Well, yeah, well, I gotta say, look, I'm a little prejudiced when it comes to that for the simple fact is like, yeah, you could totally do gangster movies here and everything. Mm-hmm. You know, any place that's got a picturesque, sprawling slum can always do good for a gangster films, and all that kind of like graffiti that's on the buildings is very picturesque, and it'd be fun to point a camera at it. But actually, my favorite movie that's not a Brazilian movie but shot in Brazil is the Secret Agent movie that was done in the late '60s called Kiss the Girls and Make Them Die. And in that movie they have a fight on the actual Rio Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah, and so when I think of Brazil, I think like it's a good place for a secret agent movie, you know, for a secret agent character to fly into Brazil, either São Paulo or Rio, and then, you know, be chasing after evil spies.
And what are your expectations to the Oscar?
It's not why you do it. And as a matter of fact, if you start going through the years and the movies that won Oscars, very rarely, to me, it's like the movie that won the Best Picture is rarely like my favorite movie of that year. And maybe Deer Hunter was like the one time that was the case. But I mean, you know, 2001 wasn't nominated for an Oscar. The Wild Bunch wasn't nominated for an Oscar. Good and the Bad and the Ugly wasn't nominated for Best Picture. Eli Wallach wasn't nominated for Best Supporting Actor, and that's a crime.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So, you know, so that is what it is. However, at the same time, we've both been nominated before, and it's like, you know, it's a very fun party, and it's always really nice to be invited to that party, and it feels good to, you know, hang out with your peers, and it also extends the life of your movie in a nice way. So we'll see what happens.
Great. And did you guys eat anything that you had never eaten before?
Oh, we did that last night.
Yeah, last night. You know, we went to Dome, and you know, the owner and the chef there was just, he was such a gentleman and so gracious and handsome guy too. But it was such a wonderful evening, and it was just like one lovely little course after another. The thing that was so wonderful was when we got through eating was I was totally satiated, but I wasn't stuffed at all, because everything was just like a nice little bit, and so it ended up just being terrific.
And do you still watch a lot of movies every week, or how many movies a month, maybe?
Well, you can't ask me right now, because I mean, I do watch a whole lot of movies, but usually not the year I'm making a movie. All right, I haven't really seen that much this year, because I've been making this until literally a couple of weeks ago. What I tend to do, though, I mean, like, I see a lot of different movies and stuff, absolutely, all the time. But what I tend to do, though, especially when I'm done with a movie, and now I get to my life starts little by little becoming my own again, is I get onto a kick. And I've been doing that for a long time. I get on a kick on an actor, I get onto a kick on a director, or a genre, or a subgenre, or a certain country's movies, and then I become voracious. You know, I was like, a year and a half ago, I got into a William Shatner kick, and I wanted to watch a lot of William Shatner stuff, and so then I become voracious. I watch a whole bunch of them in a certain period of time. I make notes, like for a book that I might write on William Shatner someday, and I don't know if I'll write it, but I would make the notes, you know, because it's sort of like I'm studying for my professorship in world cinema, and the day I die is the day I graduate.
Oh, great.
Wow.
Okay, thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.